Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
That's a great way to start an interview. Do that one more time.
Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You just don't get any better than that. Here we are. Here we are at the 32nd Tokyo International Film Festival with quite a talented man, Yonfan, who is a writer and director of the film Number 7 Cherry Lane, which is an animated film. Tell us a little bit of the history of you doing an animated film. What's it about?
Yeah, this film is a illicit affair between a mother and a daughter and a university student. So it's very delicious and it's full of imaginations. And the film is set in Hong Kong in 1967. And that was a time that Hong Kong had a riot and was turning Hong Kong upside down at that moment. And it is very meaningful to me because in 1967, I was 20 years old, and then I had a very good experience in Hong Kong and falls in love with literature and the cinema, just like the movies, nothing very romantically. Yeah, so that always want to make a movie on the year of 1967. So about 7 years ago, I get the finance ready and get the people ready, and so we start making this animation film for 7 years.
Oh, 7 years? Because I was going to ask you, it took you 7 years?
Yeah, because I think everybody knows that making animation film takes a lot of time because you have to draw the. You have to draw all the pictures, and so 1 second. You have to draw 24 frames. It is a lot of time, and it is very expensive. And for this movie that we first, because I want to have the exact motion of how the characters, they walk, they blink their eyes, or they talk. So we made the movie in 3D to give me the exact movement. And then we have it drawn into 2D because the 2D gives me more imagination. So it's very expensive.
I was going to ask you, as one of my questions is, how do you get funding for an animated film that takes so much time and costs so much?
And has no market.
Well, okay.
Because this animation is so unusual because I am not an animation fan, so I don't go and watch animation movies. But this animation movie, it's not the usual animation goers they watch. And then this is an artistic movie, but then for all the people that they go to art house movies, usually they don't watch animation. Like me, I don't watch animation. So it's very challenging, this movie, that you don't have neither side of those die-hard fans. And then that is the challenge. So I made this movie and I'm proud of it. And I brought this movie to Venice. Venice Film Festival, they invite this movie because I think that they never seen anything like that. They just want to show it there, and got a Gold Lion Award for Best Screenplay. Yeah, so I'm proud, yes.
That's fantastic. Now, is this your first animated film?
Yes, and it will be my last. I don't have another 7 years to go. I'm 73 years this year. Yeah.
Just 3 years young. Well, in an animated film, the voices are very critical for the characters. I would say even more so than a regular film. How did you go about auditioning, or did you already have people in mind for those roles, the voice roles?
Doing the animation, first you have an animatic, you have a very rough movement, and then the people, they talk and things like that. So we record those talkings with the crew. But when you really get into the serious part of drawing, then you have to get the professionals to do it, And since I am a legendary director, so when people, they heard that I'm doing this animation, the stars. They want to, from our side, not Brad Pitt. From our side, they want to do the voice voluntarily, doing the voice. So we start doing the voice first. So actually, that all the voice was recorded before we truly drawing the pictures.
So you have to draw the pictures to match the voice, kind of thing, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's another difficult thing you'd have to do.
So you watch this movie. There are some people that say, "Oh no, this is not animation. This is a movie. This is a film." It is so real because I mean all the eyes and all the lip sync and everything was perfect. Yeah.
That has got to be difficult. And I was in studying some of your history. You have brought quite a few stars in your career to the camera, haven't you?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, the reason why I brought a lot of newcomers and then they become stars. It's because I cannot afford big stars. But of course, sometimes the big stars like Maggie Cheung and Cherry Chung and Yonfan, they like to work with me, but I cannot afford them. They're so expensive. So I use new people.
New people. So and then they become your stars.
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing I love to ask directors. Without money, you don't have a film. How do you go about getting the investment? You just go up and say, "Hey, give me a couple $100,000 so I can do an animated film." But that's got to be a lengthy process before you can even begin, isn't it?
You know, Hong Kong filmmakers, they hate me. This is what they say. For Mr. Yonfan, we're all jealous of him. He sell one painting and make one movie. I don't know. I mean, I can sell paintings and making movies.
So you paint also as an artist?
No, I don't paint. I have a good eyes for paintings. Years ago, I buy things I like, and then they top up more than 100 times in their value. Yeah.
So you're a collector.
I'm not a collector because collector doesn't sell. I sell and donate.
You buy cheap and sell high.
I buy because I love. I sell because I want to make a movie.
Okay, so you sell a painting and you make a film. I like that. How important do you think in your films the score, the music plays? Because that can really make or break a film, in my opinion, being an actor myself. What's your opinion of that?
Actually, I think that Number 7 Cherry Lane is a movie of words. Because I write, I think that I want to put my writing on in the movie. So you have a long narration. It makes the movie slow. But I don't mind because I think it is important is the words. And then it is the picture. Because I sell the paintings and then make the movie, so I better treat the movie right. So I have many different ways of, dedication to all those painters because I use them to make the movie. And then I think the most important of all is the rhythm of the movie. The rhythm of the movie, it depends on the music. And I was a music student a long time ago, and so I know music. So you don't come across filmmakers like me who knows everything: literature, movie, and painting, and.
You're probably a good dancer too, right?
How do you know I was?
I just took a shot. I don't know. You probably are, right?
You did not see I was on the red carpet in the Tokyo Film Festival. Everybody, they have a groupie, a whole lot of cast, and they're having a good time. Me walking on the red carpet all by myself. So I walk down like dancing, and the whole red carpet, the staircase is mine.
Oh, well, I just guessed, but boy, I was right on that one, wasn't I? Tell me one of the most famous film directors, or doesn't have to be famous, that you have idolized or admired in your career.
Oh, so many. But the one that really popped into my mind is Visconti. And I think he's truly, truly a great filmmaker, Italian. They don't have a Visconti anymore.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, you can be the new one then.
I'm not Italian.
You could probably pull it off.
But the Italians, they love me, yes.
Oh, my goodness. What book, if you could take a movie from a book and do it on your own, what would that be? You have one in particular?
Of course, my own book.
Oh, you wrote a book too?
Yeah. I am the
I
best.
should have known that.
Yeah. My own book. Why should I buy the rights of Gone with the Wind, and it has been made and all that? I have my own book. So this book that I have now, I just take 3 stories and made number 7 Cherry Lane. And in this book, I have 15 stories. But then there was another book, I have 30 stories. And then the third one, I have about 25 stories. I own a lot of intellectual property.
Is there anything you don't do? Let's start with that question. Maybe I'm just kidding you.
No. I was thinking very seriously how to answer your question. The only one thing that I do not do is to regret, because I think that regret is the most time-wasting thing. You always look ahead.
That's really good advice for just about anybody, whether you're in the film business or not.
Yeah.
And a lot of our listeners, I hope, will take that in stride.
Yeah.
What advice would you give? Like I say, Jonathan and I are both actors.
Oh, yeah.
And he's worked with NBC and Tom Brokaw and all of that, and he's directed as well. He can't dance like you do, though.
Yeah.
But what advice?
He needs to have a red carpet.
He needs to lose weight.
Okay.
What advice would you give to a young film director who wants to get in this business? Because I can tell you, being in the film business ourselves, it's very competitive.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you tell them?
Actually, I think that if you truly love the film, you will find a way. And if you don't find a way, probably film business is not for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that I love film. I want to be a movie director since I was 10 years old. And I had a lot of opportunities. People said, this is an opportunity for you, and never materialized. Then I decided if I want to do it truly myself, I will find a way. You have to succeed. And then when I was, I think, about 35 or 5 years old, and then I truly find a way for myself. And then I never fail, and I never give up. And I think for the young movie directors, you never give up. And you headstrong, you have to do it.
Because there's going to be obstacles along the way. Funding, again, on the money part, disappointing in the actors. There's so many things that can really be roadblocks for a director. But your attitude is admirable, I think. That's what they need to do, is just keep your nose to the grindstone, right?
I think so, because you have to have faith. Yeah. And if the world doesn't turn around with you, you just said it to yourself. Probably it's not the right time, but be optimistic and wait for the chance to come.
That's good advice, really, in any field you're in. Thank you for that. If you had to remake a classic film, you had to do it, okay? Somebody was going to give you 100 paintings so you could sell. Let's just say that. Okay, then you go from there. What would you pick, and why would you pick that film?
I would pick Gone with the Wind, because that was my most favorable movie all time. And I want to see it differently, and I want to see it my way. Because I studied the movie so much, and I know the movie upside down. And then it will be another very big challenge for me.
What would you change in your remake from the original?
Probably I will change the period, not the Civil War. Yeah, probably change it to Iraq War.
That would be interesting. That would be. Do you know? You probably know this too, but The Wizard of Oz came out in the same year, 1939.
Yeah.
I've studied that film inside, and I'm a big fan. Did you like that film as well?
Yeah. I like that film. And you're talking about Judy Garland. You know, she was originally casted in Valley of the Dolls.
Really?
Yeah, because Valley of the Dolls, you have the three girls, and then you have Susan Hayworth. But Judy Garland was casted as the fading star. And so she went, there's a pamphlet that's showing Judy Garland together with Sharon Tate, Patty Duke, and Perkins. And that's Garland. But Garland went to work the first day and walked into the trailer, and she never wanted to walk out. And so she was fired.
Really? I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
You do some research. Yeah, truly, yeah.
Yeah, we got just a couple. I could sit here and talk to you for all day, but
Big movie buff. Don't challenge me.
oh, I never would. I never would. But last thing, and thank you so much for. You have been a joy. Do you have a film coming up? A little something you can give us a preview of what you're going to be doing next?
No, because number 7 Cherry Lane. I'm drained out for number 7 Cherry Lane, and now I'm taking this movie and traveling around the world, and then this movie will be released in Hong Kong, because the Hong Kong situation not so bright at this moment, so we don't want to release the movie at this moment. But I think Hong Kong is a place first I want to release the movie, so we have to wait.
Okay, take a little break then. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. What a great guy. We're having fun. See you next time, SimulTV. As they say in the business, cut.
Yeah, cut. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a joy.